to step on the fence post just to get to the school, right? Or the catchphrase is Dad always like, you'll eat it and like it.
Yes.
That's it.
Go to your room.
It'll be there tomorrow.
But I do remember one pet story that always stuck with me because he liked to tell this story a lot with one of his customers. He had all kinds of cats, dogs, tarantulas, all kinds of weird stuff come through there. Goldfish. I mean, what's he going to do with a goldfish, right? Flush it. But he had a customer who had very large. They were mastiff pit bulls. They were the biggest pit bull you could breed. And this guy lived up in the hills in California, and he would only bring the dogs down in extreme emergencies, because these things were raised soul. They weren't dog fighting things, but they were very solitary animals. This guy lived up in the hills. He was kind of a loner. He was a little off, maybe. And he would bring this one dog, and this thing must have weighed 200 pounds. Can you imagine a pit bull weighing 200? I mean, it looked like a small cow. And it was mean as mean could be. At least not to the owner, but to anybody. If you stepped on that property, you were going to get eaten. And so he would bring it down, and the dad always had a problem with it. The owner had to sit there, and I think the owner actually had to sedate the dog for Dad, so the dad could even work on it, because the dog was just so aggressive. And but he would always talk about that customer and that specific dog. And he had like all the puppies from this dog. They were all related. So he got a call from this guy. He says, I need you to come up. I can't bring them in. I got too many now. I got 8 of them. And can you come up to the hills? And I need vaccinations on all the dogs. And I want you to look at these other. He says, all right. He says, you're going to have the PJ locked up when I get there? He's like, oh, yeah. You don't have to worry about PJ at all. So Dad gets up there. And before he gets out of the car, he's looking around because he knows this dog is just insanely vicious. And he gets out there, and the guy comes out. Oh no, everything's fine. Come on out. He's looking at all the little dogs, and he brought all his little kit. He's all, well, before we start, I want to show you something. He's like, okay, what are you going to show me? Oh, come here. I want you to see. It's in my bedroom. So Dad goes he's following the guy carefully behind him because he's kind of worried this dog's going to jump out at any minute. And he opens up the door, and there's that big dog just sitting there by the bed, all quiet, just staring at him like this. And Dad's all, he's not on a leash. Oh, you don't have to worry. And he's stuffed. He's dead. He's like, what?
Dead.
He's like, oh, yeah. And he walks, and the puppies are all following him. And the guy walks up, and he reaches in his pocket, and he pretends like he's feeding the stuffed dog. And all the puppies are sitting there, because they're afraid of the dog, too. Even though it's stuffed, sitting there, all ready to go. And he's all, you had the dog. So, oh, yeah, he loved this dog. This guy was in love with his pit bulls. And Dad's like, I got to get a picture of this. He's all, I'll give you a picture. He had pictures of the dog. And it was a big, tall dog. But this guy wanted to keep this dog forever. And Dad just couldn't believe that it was the only time he'd ever seen somebody stuff their pet. This guy loved the pet so much. He wanted it, and he kept it right next to the bed. He says, oh yeah, at night they come and gather around him. And they all sleep right there. All the dogs are just, they remember him, and they're like, he's still king, even though he doesn't move. This dog is the king of this property. And it was some story that he would tell me that really stuck out, because I was like, I hope we're not going back there, Dad. He's a nice guy. Yeah, you remember the guy's name? Ron Bramble. with his pit bull collection. But, that was about it. I mean, Monty covered everything. You know, we'll miss that.
So I'll mention that Jimmy put all our screen pictures together.
Oh,